Hey, Michael.
Yo, how we doing?
Oh, so doing okay though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had some neck pain and back pain, and it's not too good. So other than that, okay, but just the pain hurts.
Getting looked at or what?
Yeah, getting it looked at, and they said it's all my mom had it, and all my uncles have it. That's muscular disc disease or whatever you call it. Of the spine and the neck, and it's been bothering me lately, and all my discs are crushing and my neck, they said, and I got bone spurs everywhere. So I don't know. They're going to put me in physical therapy and see what happens.
There you go.
I don't know.
Break the chain. You'll be the first.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm doing good. It's just trying to get my body back together. Sucks. How you been doing?
Good. Everything's going good.
Is that your apartment there?
No, I'm leaving tomorrow morning early
Okay.
and flying over. Got to go pick up my new truck and check in my new condo and get everything ready.
Cool.
So early tomorrow morning.
Cool.
Yo.
Hey, there she is.
Hey, everybody.
Amber's birthday.
Oops. Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Amber?
Amber's birthday.
I'm good. How are you all doing?
Doing good.
Don't fade away on us, Jay.
Yeah. Did someone say it's your birthday?
Yep.
It's my birthday.
Oh, I heard a rumor anyway. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Amber.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah,
36
Lori.
again?
38 for life. That's the last time I was counting. So
There you go.
as high as I learned to count in my little town. All right, I'm gonna be driving. I'm gonna be driving, guys. So I'm listening, but I want to say hello, and I'm right here with you.
All right.
Okay.
So, let's see.
So you about done traveling, Michael?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna get there, get settled in, and I gotta get to work, get to busting ass over there and get settled in. So I'll be there for about a while.
Yep. Yeah, traveling's over and work begins, huh?
Get back in there. So,
Hey, Portia.
let's see.
Thought I was going to miss it last week, Michael, but I didn't because you canceled. You couldn't do it anyway, but I was really late for work anyway, so it wouldn't have worked for me anyway.
Perfect. That's why I didn't do it. I know you can make it.
There you go. Well, I'm going to silence mine, so.
All right, we'll get going here. So, a couple things. One, it's Amber's birthday today. She's on here. I know she's driving right now back from a birthday party, so she's listening, but she's not videoing and chatting at the moment. But her birthday today, so we wish her a happy birthday. Then it's interesting. Last Sunday, Chad wrote a book and he started his whole new season based off that. His new series based off kind of the book and the title and all that stuff. But it kind of reminded me of the topic that I wrote today. So, to me, greatness has many different levels. We've always discussed this, like what greatness is to you is not to others. So it's not just like when we think of the word, can you achieve greatness? We think of who we think is great, right? We think of who we look up to or an idol, or maybe it's not even an idol. We look to the very top of an industry or an idealism or anything. We think that's greatness. Could be a pastor, could be the president, could be CEO of your company. We think greatest is like this peak or the top of something. And that's not in the intention of why I wrote this. It wasn't intended like that. It was your personal greatness. Like if you want to be great in your personal space, whatever that is, I don't care if you have a job, don't have a job, if you want to shoot for the very top of the mountain, or you want to be just amazing in your life where you live in your sector. It doesn't really matter what it is, but greatness within that idea is what I'm talking about. And when I say, if you want to be great, you have to be able to conquer chaos too, because that's the ups and downs we always discuss, these huge peaks and valleys, these huge moments of feeling greatness or success or self-love, and then these big lulls of doubt of do I truly deserve this? Do I truly love myself? Is this really for me, this journey? Can I get there? And we have these lulls because one thing gets in our brain and it buries a little bit. And what I want to discuss is like talking about being successful within chaos. So when that trouble comes, when that valley comes, there's still a success rate within it. Just because you're in chaos or in the moment of failure does not mean there's only failure. There's still two choices always in any situation. So if we're at the very low of our low, we still have a choice down there. Succeed in being down there or fail at being down there. That's what I mean. You gotta be able to conquer chaos and live in it and be aware of it and when it's happening. And I think we can do that. You really level out how it really feels. They might still be peaks and valleys on a chart across your life. It might be a big separation between how you are on the peak and how you are at the valley. But I think when you know how to operate within chaos, I think it feels like a smaller gap to you. It becomes not such an overwhelming idea or thing that overwhelms you and takes over you. That makes you almost feel like you don't want to do something today, or I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to hang out with my friends. I'm not going to be involved in my life today. Or it's easier to do that. So I think when we can see these things coming, when we can kind of peek around corners, if you will, I always say, we can understand our own patterns. Not to say that you want to predict all your lows or your downs. Like, oh, I know like my schedule is every 8th of every month I'm going to be in a shitty mood. No, I don't mean like predict like that. Like know it's coming and be prepared for it. I mean, you build the weapons. Why I say you can be successful in a down is because you build weapons down there. You build tools that allow you to succeed and operate within the chaos. So even though you're in it, there's still tools that even though it seems unbearable and it seems defeating, that you can still win and come out of it. So, I always think of, to me, one of the scariest things for me is thinking about being on a boat out in the middle. I'm talking the middle of an ocean, nowhere near any land, and in the middle of a storm. To me, in my mind, I can't think of anything scarier, because one, I love the ocean, but I hate it, the idea of the depth of it being stuck in the middle of it, because it's the depth of it is so crazy and scary, and the nights, and like the idea that for me is a scary thought. So always think about this term of like operating chaos is boats are built for both beauty sailing, being out there enjoying the water, the sky, the nights, being out there fishing, doing all the things that a boat's designed for. But people that build boats also design them in with chaos in mind. So there's a set of tools you can go through to prevent or help you out of this moment. So I always think of that personally as building tools within chaos. So yeah, do you want to be in it? No. Does it suck? Yes. Is it scary? Yep. Can you maintain through it and get out of it? Hell yeah, you can. But you can also throw your hands up and that thing will be underwater and you'll be floating out there until maybe somebody rescues you or maybe not. So that's the idea of operating in chaos. It's what do you do when chaos comes? What do you have around you? What have you built around you to prepare for it and fight for it and maintain through it? Have you built these things around you already? Or do you find yourself in your lows searching around with no weapons, no tools, no ideas, no thoughts to like, how do I get out of this? So what I mean by scheduling it, try to get ahead of it, is thinking about, I know that it's coming no matter what. I'm not stupid. My ego's not so big that I think I could just end bad times for me or anybody else, because that's just not the way the world works. It's not how humans work. It's knowing that that's coming. It will come again no matter what. No matter how good you get at it, something will come again. But what do you have prepared? What's your safety pack? Do you have a survival kit? Do you have a first aid kit? I mean, it goes along the lines of the things we do in our lives or in our business. You know, certain things that are mandatory when you open a business. You have to have a fire extinguisher there. You have to have a first aid kit there. You have to have a pack so you can give somebody mouth to mouth and resuscitate. Like, these things are mandatory because they want you to have tools in case chaos approaches you. Unexpected chaos, by the way. Nobody's like, oh, let me get this stuff so that, you know, there's most likely somebody's gonna have a heart attack in my shop next week. I hope that happens so I can just try it out. Like, we don't think in those terms. We think we don't even necessarily think in the terms we should have that stuff unless somebody's like, yo, you have to have that. You know, we don't think about those things first because we don't want to be thinking about the worst case scenario. We don't want to be thinking about chaos coming our way. But man, how good do you feel when chaos comes your way and you are prepared? And you turn around, you open the cupboard, and that first aid kit is there. When you can stop the bleeding before it gets worse. When you can resuscitate somebody before they pass away. Like, when chaos is amongst you and you look around, there's nothing on your tool chest. That's when it feels overwhelming. That's when it can take you over. That's when it can bring you to a different part of your life that you can't recover from or feel like you can't get out of. Those are the times where it hurts, like in your chest, when it hurts in your belly, your heart. You don't know what's going on because you haven't built anything around you to reach for. So let's get predictive of our life. Understand that something is coming again. We hope, we pray that they're not huge things. They're not things that are crushing and debilitating. We hope that those things aren't coming those big, but that's all we can do is hope. Right? So we have to be prepared for it. We have to be able to operate in chaos so that when we come outside the other side of it, we're back to normal operating systems, right? Every business, every person that's you hold to a standard of greatness has a deep low. Like, there is no exception. There's none. I mean, remember back weeks, months, last time I was in LA months ago when Pastor Charlie spoke about his low, like literally success, open a church. They followed Zoe's way. They met all these great people. They go home and open a church. They got a massive following. And he's sitting in his office, like depressed as can possibly be, thinking about suicide under his table. Like, it doesn't escape anyone. Nobody is an exception of a down period. But what did he have around him? Why did he come out of that? He had tools. He had probably subconsciously built tools like his community, his church, his family, faith, his God. All those things he was building probably not to be like, oh, in case I'm laying under my desk one day wanting to end it, but because he knew that there's a possibility something really can bad happen. And sometimes we feel that on our own. I've felt that many times in my life where early on I thought that if I had to chase success, because if I didn't, I could easily have the past of going down a bad alley and being bad, like really bad. I've always had this weird argument in my head about my greatness can be my downfall. And that like a moment or a raw decision could take me either way in a hurry. So I was always really fearful for making a decision that could take me that way, because I thought that I wouldn't be able to have the tools to turn around. So sometimes we feel it. So we get ahead of it. We chase things that are our greatness harder. We try to put these things in place. We try to grow. We try to seek out friendship. We try to do these things because we know, like for me, I knew I needed to get this side real heavy. I needed to get the good side heavier, because if I did get in that position where I could go that way, that I have all these things to look at and go, no, fuck that. I'm not going there. I'm staying over here. So sometimes we're doing it on accident. Sometimes we're doing it on purpose because we're trying not to go somewhere. Sometimes subconsciously we're building these things around us because we know our idea of greatness is to us. But man, none of us escape what's coming. And that's just the unfortunate thing in life, or the beauty. It's how you look at it. And we talk about all the time is our perception of how we look at our lives and what's happening really is the beauty of life. If we had nothing to compare to, there wouldn't be a greatness. We had nothing to compare to, how we know what beautiful is? If there wasn't an ugly, if we don't have both sides, we don't know. And then what? That's a dull life, man. Dull life. So let's accept what it is. There's the North and South Pole. There's good and bad. There's good and evil. There's ugly and beautiful. There's all these opposite things. We accept all that. Let's just accept the fact that we're going to hit another spot where, you know what, it might be tough. But man, if you can look around your room and be like, oh, like a video game, you have all your weapons on the wall and you get to pick one for the moment to beat the bad guy. Like that's another analogy. Like for different stages of different boards and you're playing a video game, you got to beat different characters and beat different evil guys, but you have to have the weapons to do it. Otherwise he destroys you. That game, that guy on the other side is the devil. He's going to keep coming at you at every level of your life. These are called, Chad talks about seasons of your life. These are like levels in a board in a game. You get to level 1, you get to level 2, every level you're getting through your life, even if you succeed from 1 to 2, guess what? There's a new bad guy on 2. You succeed to get to 3, there's a new bad guy on 3. It's just, that's what it is, because when you're climbing the ladder of greatness, there'll be another opportunity for chaos, because the devil always wants to come at you. And the more you push for greatness, the more you push for your personal growth and you being the best version of yourself, he's going to come at you more. He's going to try to block that. So you got to have the right weapon in your hand. You got to have the right tools to count on, so you can look that mother effer right in the face and be like, F off, blow him to smithereens and move to the next level. And then when you're there feeling good about yourself because you did that and made that choice, guess what? He's coming back at you. And that is our continuous lifespan. It's not going to stop. And that's not even to say it's a bad thing. It's just what it is. That is what, if you want to believe in God and you think God is your savior and you think God has created you, guess what? Just like there's a North and South Pole and good and evil, ugly and beautiful, like if there's a God, there's a devil that's trying to suck you that way. There's both. So if you believe in God, know that he's coming for you. Just like if you were on the devil's side and you worship the devil and you were there, guess what? God never gives up on anybody. He's coming for you. So we got to just realize that that's happening all the time. We're never going to get to a point of our life where we just, finally, I know from right now, nothing bad's going to happen to me again. Yes. Just doesn't happen that way. We got to take the highs, explore them, understand them, love them, appreciate them, live in that moment of them, and then know, look, something will happen tough again. I'm going to go through something tough again, but I got this shit covered. I got an arsenal of weapons and tools on my wall. Got the first aid kit. I got an army of people in Connect Group, my friends, my family. Like, there's no way whatever's coming can take me down. It's gonna level me out for a second. And it's gonna make me embrace that chaos, but it's not gonna take me down a level. I'm not gonna go backwards. I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm gonna fight it through. I'm gonna keep on. When it's done, and I challenge that chaos, I'm gonna move to the next level. No stepping backwards. So he's, Chad said something. He said a lot of good things, but like, he was really talking a lot about not worrying about things, like what are we all worrying about? And there was a lot of touch on the anxiety and all that stuff, but I think the biggest thing for me was, we really do lean into this like over worry, pile on mentality, like try to control the uncontrollables in our life. And what is that about us that wants to do that? And I think it's exactly what we're talking about right now. It is truly like us not recognizing that there's bad, that we just want to get to this place for some reason of just everything's all good. It's all safety. I'm all good.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate this tonight. You're hitting the nail right on the head. I need it. Just like I'll just say it real quick and then let you go again. But I'll tell you, I've been having some real problems with my neck, and it goes down into my jaw. And they said they rolled it out with x-rays. It's my bones are crushing in my neck and a disc, and they call it muscular dystrophy or whatever it is.
Yep.
Or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, and so they're going to put me in physical therapy. I'm still going to work and everything, but it's today I can't even hardly walk. And she said it'll probably be surgery later on, but I said, no, that's too close to my head. So I'm really fighting it right now, and just wondering what my future is going to be, because I see all my mom's brothers walking with canes and all that stuff. So anyway, I needed this tonight.
Well, listen, I'm praying for you. We're all praying for you, but two, in honor of what I believe in, what I always say and think is, be the difference maker.
Yep.
Use the words. Don't say that it runs in my family and all my family had it, so do I.
Thanks.
Change that, man. Because
Thanks.
what you don't want to do, you don't want to allow that thought to pass on to your kids. So be the different person. You're going to get through this. You're a different person than your parents were. Do the right things.
All right.
Get out of it.
I needed this tonight. Thanks, Michael. Keep going.
And look, I think to what you just said, I don't know. I'm not great at it. I do it kind of while I'm through the day. I don't spend special time praying, but one of those big things was the title of the book is Worry About Everything Because We Pray About Nothing, right? So he's talking about in the sense of the church and your relationship with God is you pile all that stuff on, you're worried. But if you look over the right here, you're not even like involved in the one relationship that's the most important, right? What do you actually do? Are you praying when you need something? Are you praying when it's convenient? Or no, change your pattern of your relationship with him, whether that's prayer or whatever it is, and watch other things change. Because what it does is it changes the ideas and the verbs in your mouth. The words that come out of your mouth start to change when you study philosophy, when you pray, when you read the Bible, when you start to like grow your mind into the spaces that really pour into your life and water your plant, your vocabulary to yourself changes by the simple fact that you have more vocabulary. You're not what you were taught. So when I say break the chain, be the one, man. Start talking yourself through it. talk yourself through it, talk yourself out of it, all that. Because that's what we got to do. We're not going to sit in the space of chaos and let it overcome us. We're going to operate through it because we've lived a long life, all of us. We've seen a lot of stuff, all of us. We've been through a lot of stuff, all of us. But we're still standing here. We're smiling. We're having a good time. We can talk about intelligent things. Our lives are fruitful. There's a lot of cool stuff that's happening through all the bad stuff that's happened to all of us on this thing. And I can say that a lot of bad stuff happened to me and I didn't have any tools and I still got through. So it's like, man, where I am now, I almost challenge chaos sometimes because I want to use some of my new tools, my arsenal. I want to go up against it. I want to try to be proved wrong. I want to try to have it fight me. I want to try to push against it. And, you know, truthfully, I've had a lot of shit happen. So like, I'm not begging for it, but I'm ready for it, man. Like I'm fucking ready for it. This point in my life, it can't come near me. You can't push me in a corner. You can't put me in depression. I'm not going to have anxiety over it. I'm not going to have worry on it. If it comes my way, I'm going to handle it because I'm ready and I'm going to keep moving on and up past whatever it is. So look, certainties, when we're told certainties, they sound tough and they sound bad because we're listening to somebody who we think is an expert, has greatness within them. They've done something more than us that makes them smarter to tell us, hey, this is your choices. This is who you are. This is what you got. This is why. But man, type in Google how many people defied greatness, defied people who we thought had the answers. Like we have to pick our space, man. And I'm a person that believes in all things, whether it be a little bit of modern medicine or old school medicine or thoughts or things, or I believe in a little bit of everything because I do truly believe it's what the individual person believes in their heart. You can't tell someone that doesn't believe in Western medicine that that's the only way because they'll just fight you. And that fight is enough to hold on to whatever is happening to them. You have to accept something before you go through it. You have to, the old pattern of the alcoholism, like you have to stand up and say, I am Michael Pinky. I am an alcoholic. I'm here for help. You have to get to the part where you want to be a part of the change before you can accept the change. Your body doesn't act without your mind and your verbal letting it know that it believes it. So you can say it out loud, be like, yeah, no, okay, yeah, I'll try that. But if you know already in the back of your mind, yeah, that's all kind of, yeah, I mean, I'll try it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I think it doesn't matter what it is. So we gotta like, to me, it's always about diving into your real self and what you really believe in, period. Fuck everybody else. They're not living inside your body. Fuck everybody else. Stick to exactly what you feel only. Truthfully, like if my mother let those doctors be right, we would have lost 18 months with her. We would have never had 18 more months with her. But she didn't because she knows better. She's been better. She's always been in control of her body. She's always caught things. She never deterred from knowing herself better than anybody knows her. So she just chose to live 18 more months. You know, like that to me is like the proof in the pudding that nothing is what it is until it is, period. And we have a lot more control over it is what it is than we actually give ourselves credit for. So when he's talking about we worry about everything, you know, we pray about nothing. It's like, well, he's talking about when you're in the spirit of God and the relationship with God and you're praying and you're in that season of your life and you're really strong with that relationship, that when you get there, you understand that you don't have to worry anymore because you're in full trust of the relationship you have with him. Right? You've finally accepted and let go of the worry and put it on him because that's what he does. He already has the plan for you. There is no worry about it. So why are you worrying? Right? Because we don't live always in reality. We don't always let our own hearts, minds, and soul control our life. We let other people's control ours. And it gets confusing. Sometimes we start going down this path, we start living people around us life, and we're like, wait, what am I doing? It's not even me. Or we live too deep in our path and we're isolating ourselves and not letting newness around us. So there's this teeter-tottering and balancing of what we do. But look, to me, it's managing both. You know, your highs can be really high too. But it's managing both. You can have really exciting moments that you are beyond your emotion. Your everything's blowing up inside you in your mind, and then you have like a little lull right after it because you've been too hyped up. So you have to manage both. I'm not just saying in chaos, but chaos is a tough one because it grabs a lot of people, man. I've seen a lot of people in my life get destroyed by a moment of chaos that they just never come back from. And it's sad to watch because it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's so much easier than they think to come out of it. You know? But sometimes you don't have the tools and the people around you to help you with that. You can be destroyed by it. One moment of chaos can take the rest of your life and suck it away. And it's unfortunate. I've watched it over and over with close people I know, and it sucks to watch, but it's our job to model, and that's it. Help as much as you can, where you can, but truthfully, you got to model as strong as you can within yourself so that the people that are around you or the next person in line doesn't have the pattern you had. They have a better one. It's slightly better, right? That's what we want. I don't want to build a human, from scratch. I don't have any kids, but like anybody, if I mentored a young child, like I don't want to build a human up to this spot so they can be level with me. So then when I die and they're just level, I want them to surpass what I've ever done in half the time I've ever done it. Right? That's our mission. So that's why I'm not an easy one to accept anything as definite. That's why I fought religion so hard for so long. Because I was one just to not take anything at word, like show it to me, prove it to me. Like, I'm always fighting the thing. But I think, his message Sunday really resonated something with me about, you get what you take, you get what you put in, man. Like truthfully, like what are you putting in to the relationship with God? If you're not putting in to your relationship and it feels half-ass, you probably feel half-ass in your life. You probably feel some anxiety, you probably feel some pressure, you probably feel some guilt, you probably feel some lack of self-love at moments where you're like, what the fuck? Like I've done all good things. I feel good. Like, why am I still feeling badly about myself? And it could be as simple as the answer that you're not giving to that relationship enough. You're not giving the trust to that relationship enough. Can you imagine if there was somebody here on earth, like say it was your wife or your partner, or whoever it was that's physically in your space, that you knew 100% was like, had everything planned out for you. All the bad times would be covered with tools. Like it was guaranteed. They're like, I'm right here. All of it's going to be good. Like, what would you give back to that? Would you take advantage of it? I think that's what happens with some people sometimes. I think some people get in a good relationship with God. I think they get into a space where they do believe it's all in his hands. They do believe and trust, and the relationship's good. And then they become content and complacent, like a spoiled brat. To do whatever I want now. I don't have to pray. I already had it. You understand what I'm saying? I think everything we do has, if we want greatness, we have to put in. We got to put in. We got to put in. You can't just wake up and it's great again. If you want greatness, every day you got to pay the rent. Every day you got to show up. Every day you got to do push-ups. Every day you got to get up and take a shower. Like there's certain things we do every day anyway that you're like, you don't even think twice about. Would you not shower for a week? Would you go away from showering for about a year? Like, oh, I'm just going away from my relationship with God. You know what? I'm not going to shower either. No, there's no way you would give that up. But we're so easy to do that. The most important thing in our life, the one that feeds us, that gives us the life that we have, gives us the gifts that we receive every day, the people we receive in our lives, the gifts, the ideas, the tools, all that stuff is because of this one thing. And you know, we find ourselves moving away from it. Because why? Maybe we're starting to feel good in our lives and we're getting this success train of greatness and we're like, oh, I'm good now. All right, finally. To sit back and just reap. That's not it. Put the gas in the car, you can hit 200 miles an hour, but guess what? When the gas runs out, the car stops running. You can leave your foot on the gas pedal, but it stops running because nobody has filled it back up. That is what this relationship is. You can get to the top, you can feel real good about yourself, but you start getting up there and getting spoiled, you will fall down that mountain. And it's not gonna be walking down, taking your time. You're gonna tumble down and chaos is gonna consume you. So, top of the mountain, what do? You're latched off in two positions. You got a grappling rope, you got your spikes on. You're gonna be able to get down the chaos. Even if the storm comes on, you might trip and fall, but you're not gonna die. You're not gonna be consumed by it. You're not gonna go head over heels all the way to the bottom and be destroyed. So whatever it is, you can operate through it. You can lean on other people. You can lean on connect groups. You can lean on faith. You can lean on your relationship with God. You can pray more. You can listen. Chad and almost every human being I've met in that ministry has never not responded to any request ever. If one of you guys, something's going on, you want to shoot a message to them or Instagram or into the church itself or anything, trust me, they're reading it. You probably get somebody text you right back. Somebody's praying for you. It might be brought up in service, which they do all the time. So, I mean, if you feel that, you feel like you're in the middle of chaos with your prayer or your connection with God, reach out. Reach out to somebody else that has a much stronger position in that faith that can talk you through it and make you feel comfortable with it and level with it, because I've always felt on an inferior level with all of them around them with as far as faith went. But I only feel that way. They've never put me in a position to feel that way. They've never like challenged me like, oh, have you been no, never once has any of them put me in a position where I felt inferior in my faith. It's just a thing I feel because I know they're like immersed in it and I'm not, and I'm still like working my way up. But I've never had Chad or anybody once be like, you know, you gotta get moving here. You know, you gotta get to more of these classes. You gotta read more of this. Or everybody's on their own journey, what they're doing, but sometimes we need a hand back. You know, we need somebody to turn around, reach your hand up and pull you up. You know, each one teach one, turn around, pull somebody up. It's like, we need that even when we're doing good. Sometimes it just validates, like Jason said, like sometimes the message is for you. Most of the time it's for all of us, but sometimes it hits you harder because it's what you need in the moment. So if you find yourself in a place of chaos and you thought you had the tools and you don't stay in it. One of your tools is this. One of your tools are these people, that text thread we have, the church itself. That is one of the tools to get you through chaos. That's one of the winning things to maintain and get out of it. That's why we do these things. So when we're in that storm, if you feel like you can't man that boat by yourself, which sometimes you can't, or it's made for two people, reach out. We always talk about this. If somebody's doing bad, somebody's doing good. Beautiful, ugly, high, low, all these things. It's everything. Somebody's not doing great. Somebody else is doing amazing. This is the human nature. Find the amazing and then return the favor. Right? Crawl on each other's backs. Take it to the top. And then you wait at the top for the bottom guy to crawl on everybody's backs and on yours. And then you're at the bottom again. You do that over and over, you go as high as you want. If somebody quits in that chain, you're all fucked. All right. Anyone want to share anything? That's all I got for tonight. Gotta finish packing and leave at 4 a.m. But conference week is next week. There's going to be a bunch of stuff online. Their Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. They'll probably play a lot of clips from it afterwards. It's next week, Thursday and Friday. It's 2 days of just full on sessions and guest speakers and pastors from all over and worship groups and some Q&As. It's just Friday's an immersive full day. Portia's flying out for it. I'll be there. Carrie and her family will be at it. I know she hasn't been here in a while, but she's actually going to make it out. So Brandon, I'm not sure. I've been trying to text him, and Matthew used to come to this group. They're going to try to get together, maybe come out. But there'll be a lot of stuff online. Look for it, YouTube, all that stuff. There's going to be replays once it's over. But it's truly is one of the things that put my life in a different trajectory when I went it's almost 4 years, I think now. 4 years ago that I attended it and went, and it literally transformed the path that my life was moving on. It split me off a veer in the road, and it turned me that way, and it was the best thing I decided to do in my life. So I'm super pumped that it's back. They had to take off 3 summers, but that'll be exciting. Look for all that stuff. And then next week, is it next week? Connects back for Zoe, Portia?
I think it's the last week of August.
Last week of August, yeah. So yeah, week after, yeah. Anyway, look for those. We'll be here next Monday regardless, but Zoe will start up a new season the last week of August. So yeah, 29th. Perfecto. All right, gang.
All right, everybody, take care of yourself.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Love you all. Portia really made my day like she always makes everyone's, and I appreciate all your love and just sending out love to all of you.
You're the best. God
Safe
bless,
travels,
y'all.
Michael.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.